Good morning, friends, and Shabbat Shalom. You know, the subject of angels comes up from time to time, and there are two incidences I'd like to share. People ponder, well, what is this about angels? And there was an angel dispatched ahead of Abraham when Rebekah was going to be found for Isaac. And the Lord said, I'll send my angel ahead. So they're at work. And of course, in the Pesach story, we've got the angel of death sparing some, basically killing others. And then we have in the Brit Hadashah the story in Luke of the poor man, Lazarus, and angels came when he died and dispatched him into Abraham's bosom. And then following. Well, there was a story that you should read. It's a great, great story about workers in Ecuador. And I believe there were 5 men speared by then called Auca Indians. And as they felt threatened, they had never learned a language, they were basically in the Stone Age at that time. Now many are very functional and brought up to date believers in Hashem and Yeshua. And they said, as they speared the men, they heard singing, lots of singing. And they were shocked with all the singing. Well, wonder just who was singing out there in the jungle, out there in the river. Who was doing all this singing? Well, I would surmise these were angels. These were angels. And closer to home and more current is another story. And this is regarding the 5 nurses who were killed in a dreadful accident in Georgia recently, a few weeks ago. I happen to have known the family of one of the young ladies. And it turns out that her grandmother, who was grieving terribly, had spoken to her daughter. The daughter was a school teacher, and on career day, a nurse had come to encourage students to consider being EMTs and to consider being nurses. And the aunt of this young lady went up and said, by any chance, were you there whenever that terrible accident occurred? I'm the aunt of one of the girls. And he said, as a matter of fact, I was, and I've never seen such angels. 5 girls, 2 were incinerated. But the other girls were in another car, and they were pancaked. But this man said, we were losing her. Her breathing was getting more and more shallow, but we saw and felt the presence of angelic beings. It was light, it was glory, and this man was a believer. He was a true believer in Hashem and Yeshua, and in the Ruach HaKodesh in which he moved. And he discerned this happening. And Yeshua tells us we do not grieve as those who have no hope. And what a wonderful, I think that's the Apostle Paul, forgive me. And what is so glorious is that grandmother, the aunt, and the whole family had immediate deliverance from terrible, terrible grief when they heard that. God bless them. God bless you.